Well, the U.S. is just about 1 week away from a potential government shutdown.
But a plan to avert this costly closure of federal agencies still eludes lawmakers. Speaker Mike Johnson says House Republicans want to keep the lights on in Washington, but the newly elected House leader has yet to announce a plan to accomplish this.
The shutdown deadline is just 8 days away now. A full or even a partial closure could cost the U.S. economy billions of dollars. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us now from Capitol Hill. Hey there, Nikole. So when should we actually expect Speaker Johnson to unveil a plan to keep the government open?
I mean, look, that's the big question here on Capitol Hill. The speaker said earlier this week that he would do it soon. But as we know, time is of essence, particularly as we get close to that week deadline to the funding. The government, of course, funding due to expire November 17th, which is just 1 week and 1 day away from today. Republicans continue to talk about several different approaches, including a temporary stopgap measure that could include some additional provisions added onto it that might extend funding through January. And then there's this idea of what's called a laddered CR, where House Republicans are discussing a more staggered approach to extend funding for certain appropriations bills on an individualized basis. I asked Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries about that. Here's his response.
Most members of the House Republican Conference have no idea what a laddered CR means, what it represents, or how it would possibly be implemented, let alone the American people. The notion of a laddered CR is another extreme right-wing policy joyride that is reckless and would only crash and burn the federal government. It's a non-starter.
So the minority leader has made clear that Democrats, for the most part, are only going to support a clean temporary stopgap measure with no strings attached, to maintain the status quo for a certain period of time. That is something that he says Democrats would support. We do know over in the Senate that Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is trying to tee up a temporary short-term funding bill protectively to try to get the ball moving on this side of the Capitol. But again, it remains to be seen kind of which course of action Congress goes with.
Nikole, it feels like we were just here and we saw the last time this happened, former Speaker Kevin McCarthy's decision to kind of deal with Democrats in order to avoid that shutdown weeks ago. It cost him his job. So how might that factor into newly elected Speaker Johnson's strategy to keep the government funded this time around?
Yeah, this is a significant test for the new speaker. And in talking to House Republicans as they got ready to break for the weekend, what's interesting is that there really isn't a big consensus right now on which approach to take, this laddered CR versus something that's a little cleaner. But one thing that many Republicans conveyed is that they do think that the speaker deserves a little bit of a grace period, although there are others who say that time maybe has come and gone. I mean, look, Republicans lost a lot of time in having to select a new speaker. That cost them 3 weeks. That set them back in terms of the process of getting appropriations bills passed. In fact, they had to pull one of those appropriations bills, a financial services bill, today because there were some issues with it. So Republicans are in a very tricky spot. But the general consensus among many House Republicans is that they should support the new speaker in his new capacity, but also they realize the urgency of the moment.
Well, Nikole, the White House also said yesterday that the U.S. has already spent almost all of the funds that were allocated for Ukraine since the beginning of the war. Talk to us about the significance of this and how that factors into Washington's efforts to provide aid to another ally at war, Israel.
Well, this is another contentious debate that the Congress must contend with. As we know, the House passed a standalone bill to fund Israel, but that is a non-starter here in the Senate. Furthermore, it is something that the White House has expressed a lot of reservations about. So they obviously prefer to keep everything together, which is what the president has proposed in terms of dealing with a bill to fund Israel and Ukraine and the border and the Indo-Pacific. And that is the approach that Majority Leader Chuck Schumer supports and one that he is working towards. But again, whether or not that can garner enough support in the House really remains to be seen. A number of House Republicans have expressed concern about lumping everything together. So once again, both chambers at odds over foreign aid.
All right, Nikole Killion, thank you.
You bet.